All right, welcome back. So I think I know what the problem is here. The problem is because I am putting my formula at the same row with the day. So I was supposed to start from row 10. I'll move this down to row 10 and that solves the problem. So that's the problem actually because I was just looking at the function and this function looks exactly, it looks perfect. Now, you can see it has displayed 6. Let me just scroll, copy the formula down here. I think for me to do this, let me just go ahead and do this first. I'm supposed to lock this. Let me just lock the range. Let's lock the range. F4 to lock the range. So aha, great. Now let me explain what is happening here. So this 6, that is Friday, is the sixth day of the week. Monday is the second day of the week. Saturday is the seventh day of the week. So what just happened? What the match does? Match simply gives you the position, right? The position of each item that are from the range. So the position of Friday in the given set I gave, right, in the order at which they've been arranged is 6. The position of Monday is 2. The position of Saturday is 7. The position of Sunday is 1. The position of Thursday is 5, and so on and so forth. So, but what I would like to do is to sort this. So I'm going to use the sort function now, and to do that, I have to delete all of this other entry here. So I will use the sort function here. I'll merge the match with the sort. So I'm going to say sort this entire range, both the day and the product value, entire range from the match function that I've done, and let the sorting be true, ascending order. Is ascending true? Close your bracket and hit enter, and that's what we'll get. As you can see, we've been able to sort the days of the week in ascending order from Sunday to Saturday with their corresponding figures, right? Now, instead of using this particular pivot table for my what's it called, my chart, I'll be using this sorted uh, data for my chart. So I'll go ahead and title this as day, and I'll title this as number of products. Abi, this is count of product ID. Well, let us leave it as count of product ID. Of course, you can always change the title, product ID. All right, so this is what we're working with. So highlighting this guy, go to insert, select chart, and we will change this to a bar chart as before, and that's it. So we now have Sunday, Monday, Friday. This makes sense. All right, this makes a lot of sense. We can actually even display it on a line chart, and that will still make sense. Do you see that? So on a line chart, this is how it looks like. So you can tell quickly the day of the week that has the highest number of transactions, which happens to be on Friday. Is Friday and Thursday having the same value? Friday and Thursday, are they having the same value? Let's see. Friday, oh, just it's Thursday actually, but Thursday is just a difference of 1. All right. Let me look at it from a bar chart again. Okay, so I think a bar chart would be better. We can always display the days of the, I mean, the number on the card, on the chart. So I'll cut this guy from here and take it to my dashboard. I hope I copied it. Okay, great, it's copied. So this is it on our dashboard. We will bring everything here and arrange them as we continue. So please note, whenever you are creating you're trying to visualize any ordinal data, yeah, please ensure that they are always arranged in chronological order, just like I did here. So you can't have this chart, you can't display this chart. It's not professional to put this kind of chart on the dashboard. It doesn't make sense, please, because the days of the week are not arranged chronologically. All right, so that said, let's go back to our questions and the chart we're creating. All right, so we've done this, right? The next one, let's just go by this order. We're not done answering this one because this one has to do, well, let's just go ahead and create the line chart for the sales, right? Let's create the line chart. Let's create the line chart. So to do that, we will need to create a pivot table for it. I'll create a line chart. We need to create a pivot table for it, and I'll make a copy of this guide. Control C to copy and Control V to paste. So I'll take out the values as well as the rows. So I need to put the sales date as the values. So this makes sense. Okay. And yeah, these are the different days of the week. Yeah. And then what's the question again? We're told to line chart showing amount over time. All right, so the sales amount. This one will show us the trend of the sales for each day. So this is going to be the value to be total sales amount, total sales, not just sales amount, but total sales amount. All right, great. So this is it here, the value and total sales amount. So, and we need a sum of it. This has actually done a sum of it. So I want to create a chart. I'll highlight the entire data set, all the rows of the pivot table, insert and select chart. So this should give us a line chart, which makes sense. This is exactly what we want. So I can see, okay, I thought I saw, oh, the dot I was seeing is this one. Let's cut this guy. But we want an aggregate, because this we're seeing here, I don't think it's an aggregate. We want an aggregate of this. Great. So this is not this is an aggregate of the sales amount. As you can see, this is very massive, which is why I took out the days of the week first so that we can see it. And Google Sheets will not give us an opportunity to drill down month, year, and days. So but this is fine. Let's just take this to the dashboard. I'll copy it to the dashboard here. Awesome. All right, so we'll do some formatting. But the way these dates are displayed, I don't like it in full. It looks so busy. So for us to solve this problem, I think what we'll do is to find a way to change them. So I can see only 2013 here. Oh, sorry, 2023. Does it mean that the data set has just 2023? Let's check. I thought the data set has some 2024. Okay, it has just one 2024, just one of it. All right, and that one is not displayed on our chart. Okay, no problem, we'll come back to that. So what I want to do is to change this 2023 just 23. All right, let me do it for my table. So I'll right click here, click on insert to the right, and I'll call this um formatted dates, formatted dates equal to, so I'll still be using the text function, the text of this, comma. So what format text of this, sorry, I want text of this date column, comma. So what's the format? So I want the format to be in D, right, dash. Do you want day, month, year? Let's do day, month, year. Or let's do month, comma, dash, day, dash, year, YY. I think this makes sense. Or let's do forward slash month forward slash day forward slash YY. Okay, this makes sense. This makes it shorter. All right, it makes it looks shorter. Hit enter and accept the suggestion. So you can see that all of this makes sense. Now, instead of having the full date as 2023 is just 23, which makes sense. So back to our pivot table, I'll be changing this date here, the sales date. I'll change it to the formatted date, and this is perfect. So when you go to your dashboard, it must have changed. Oh, I think this should have changed. Oh yes, it has changed. You can see it now, 232323, and so on and so forth. All right, back to the charts. This is getting really interesting, right? This is getting really interesting. um this is getting really interesting. So let's just, I'm not arranging them. This is not my arrangement. Well, I just want to sort them to look better presentable before I continue. All right, so back to the questions. So we've done this. Let me shade this guy. But we've done the chart. The next question says, which sales rep recorded the highest number? Which sales rep recorded the highest number of transactions? So this is like a question that is being repeated. I'll highlight both and answer them once. Which sales rep recorded the highest number of transactions? And this chart says, create a bar chart showing sales rep versus sales amount. For sales amount, number of transaction actually talks about, um, number of transaction is actually number of transaction and not amount. Okay, So for us to do number of transaction, I'll do sales rep by count. So let's create a pivot table for that. I'll make a copy of this pivot table. I'll paste it here. All right, and then I would take out this product category. My row should be sales rep, and the value should be count of the product ID or count of any column. There's not sum but count. I'll do a count of it. Great. So this would answer the question. Let's create a bar chart for this. Insert chart, and here Google Sheet has suggested a pie chart, but we want to have a column chart or a bar chart. This looks good, but I think I'd like to convert it to a bar chart. All right, so let's copy this guy to our dashboard, take it to the dashboard, and we have it here. We'll be arranging this, we'll sort this later. So for now, let's leave it like this. All right, the next question, let's delete this guy for now. Back to the questions. So I think this has been answered, right? Okay, not yet. The next one says, which product or brand generated the highest revenue? Which product or brand generated the highest revenue? So we create a pivot table for that also. Control C, and I'm going to paste it here. So this time around, I don't want my rows to be sales rep, but I want it to be product category. Product category highest revenue would be the total sales. So values here is going to be the total sales amount, and I want a sum of it, which makes sense. So this is what we want, and you can actually display this also on. Let me use a pie chart to display this. I'll display this on the pie chart. Go to chart, and pie chart is fine. I'm going to copy this into my dashboard page. Let's paste it here for now. We will come back to this and format it later. All right, we'll format this later. Okay, back to the question. So this question has been answered, and the next one says, which payment method was used the most and the least? Okay, payment method also can be done on a pie chart because there are just about 3 payment methods. Let's delete this chart. Make a copy of this pivot table. Control C to copy, paste it here, and we're going to change this guy to payment method. The rows, select payment method. Where is payment method? Payment method. Good. And for the values, we want to do a count of payment method also. You can do a count of product ID if you like, a count of any column, but that's it, just a count of it. So this is also just 3 categories. I would like to display this also on a bar chart. Go to chart, and Google Sheets recommended a bar chart. That is fine, or a pie chart rather, which is fine. So we paste it here on our dashboard page, and we'll come back to this later to arrange everything in a good format. All right, let's delete this guy since we've moved it to the next page. The next instruction. So I think we've done this. Let's color shade this. The next one says, which region Southeast had the highest sales? Highest sales. So highest sales is also the same thing as the number of highest sales here would mean the number of transactions, right? Highest sales. So do you want to do the products? Let's see, the best column to use to answer this question is, because we have a column that talks about, where is it, quantity sold. Quantity sold. So highest sales will mean the number of quantity sold per region, right? The total quantity sold per region. That is how I would love to interpret my highest sales. Okay, it is not going to be in terms of amount of quantity sold, but the number of quantity sold per region. All right, so let's do that. We go to our pivot table, and I'll make a copy of this guy. Copy, I'll paste it here. Let's paste it here, and let's take out the payment method and add the region. Then we would be doing for the values, we are going to be doing quantity sold, but I want some of it. This is fine. So this is the total quantity sold for the different regions. All right. And we can display this either in a bar chart or in a column chart and a pie chart. But I think I would love to display this on a either bar chart or column chart. I'll make my decision later. For now, let me just insert a chart and move it to the dashboard. All right, so this has suggested a bar chart, and this is not bad. So let's take this away from here. Control X, Control C to copy, then we'll paste it here. Control V to paste. Awesome. This is looking good, right? This is looking super amazing. All right, then what's next? Let's take this away. Back to the question. So we've answered this one, right? Let's shade it also. What is the total sales amount of each product category? What is the total sales amount for each product category? I hope this is not a repeated question. These are product category, right? These are product category, and we've already gotten the total sales amount. So that question is repeated. We've answered this question. Let's color shade it. Then the next question says, which year generated the highest revenue? Which year? Of course, 2023 is obvious because we have just one transaction in 2024 and there were so many other transactions in 2023. However, let's still go ahead and display that on a pie chart. A pie chart will not do justice to this, right? But let's just try and see what happens. Let me create, okay, for us to do that, I would need to add a year column because right now in my clean data we don't have year column, but we have date column. So let's add a column for the year. Insert, and I'm going to highlight this. I'll call this year. Using the same function equal to text, open your bracket of the date, comma. The format is going to be YYYY, 4Ys. I want my year to be in full. Close the bracket and hit enter. So let's filter this to know how many different years we have, 2023 and 2024. And again, as we've seen in our format charts, 2023 had the highest number of transactions, which will obviously have the generate the total revenue. But let's come over here and create a pivot table for it. Copy this guy, paste it here. Then for this guy, I don't want this. I want the year we have just created to be on the row side, and I want these values to be total sales amount. All right, this is fantastic. Total sales amount. So this can now be displayed on a chart. So we can go to insert card, and here we have it. You can see the difference is just so large. So like I said, we cannot actually compare these two because in 2023 there are a lot of sales compared to 2024. The comparison is just it's so wide that you can't see the values for 2024. But what we can do to make this appear, let's try aggregate, and this is actually the aggregate. So what we can do to make this appear is to let's go to the chart series, and we can actually make this guy become should it be done under series or on the, let's check chart style. I don't think so. I wanted to take the log of these guys, but because of the difference in the values, this is not something that is ideal to even compare. It's obvious that it's 2023, so I'll just ignore this question because 2024 had just one transaction, so this question will be ignored. I'll shade it as red. So, what is the best selling product in each category? I think we have answered that question by doing the count of the products category, right? Oh, wait, do we have a products column? Because I can see there's a question on products, and on this data set, I don't have a product column here. I only have a product category column, right? So, I can't answer that question because there's no product column, unfortunately. All right, or maybe it was there but it was taken out. So I'm going to shade this guy red also to mean that it wasn't answered. How many sales rep are there? All right, we've done a card to answer that question. Total, wait, have we done that? Total number of sales rep? No, we didn't do that. So let's do a card to answer total number of sales rep. And for us to do that, we have to create another pivot table. Let me copy this guy, Control C, paste it here, and change the product category to number of sales rep. Where is sales rep? Sales rep. Great. Okay, so that's it. So I want to display this guy on a card, highlight it, go to insert, select card, and we want to do an aggregate of this, and we need a card for this, and we want to do a count. Great. So there are 6 sales reps. All right, and we'll take this to as part of the card that we want on our dashboard. Okay, this is looking really fantastic and it's coming out nicely. All right, so this is number of sales rep. Okay, back to the question. Yes, this question has been answered. The next one says, how many products does the business sell? All right, so we've answered that question by showing number of products. There are about 4 of them. No, products, do we have? No, it's product category. We can't answer this question also because we don't have the product column here, so I can't tell how many products the business sold. How many transactions were made of during the period in review? So I think we have total number of transactions, right? This is it here. Those were the number of transactions made. So we've answered that question also. Then how many transactions were done via online and retail respectively? So it means that we have to create a chart that shows the sales, different sales channel. So I would need to create another pivot table. So this is a pivot table sheet. Control C to copy, paste this guy here, and let's do a count of the different. Take out the role. I need the product. Sorry, I don't want this guy. What I want here is the payment method, no, or channel, sales channel. Yeah, so just 2 of them. So obviously within a count. So I want to check the number of products that were sold. So product ID, and this is going to be a count of product ID. Okay, so obviously this is going to be on a pie chart also. Insert, and I want a chart, and Google Sheets recommended a pie chart, which is exactly what we want. So copy this to the dashboard, and yes, great. So this has been copied to the dashboard. We can reduce this size also. All right. Okay, so this is coming out really nicely. Then back to the questions. So this question has been answered. Finally, we have the last one that says calculate the total sales amount made by Bob and David. Bob and David. All right, so for us to do this total sales amount made by Bob and David, we can actually show a distribution of the total sales by sales rep. I think this is total sales, or is this count? Okay, this number of products that were sold, but let's just do total sales by sales rep also. So because we want to say, or what was the question again? Or what is the question again? Total, no, this sales amount. So that means I have to do another chart so that we can answer that question that talks about the sales amount. All right. Let's do that. Okay, so instead of creating a different chart, I would like to do the same thing, add the same data on this same chart. Although the comparison will be different because this is number of products sold. So I want to look at the amount this sales rep made against the product they sold. So this is how to do that. I'll come to, let me delete this chart. This is how to achieve that, what I just explained. I'll come over here to the sales rep, and part of my what's it called, the column. Do I want to put it on the column, or I want to put it also on? Let me just put on the column first. Let's look at the sales amount. No, would the sales amount be fine on the column or still on the value? Let's put on the column first. If it doesn't make sense, we'll take it out. Sales amount, and there's an error. So because this column has to be categorical data, let's add sales amounts here also and see what happens. All right, great. So this makes sense. So you can see it has given us the sum of the sales amount by and then the number of products they sold. So I would like to see these two things on the chart. Like I said, comparing them on the chart will make it look a whole lot because there are a lot difference in it. But let's see if you can represent this in millions. Let me come to total sales amount and say give me in, do I want to do it in percentage? No. Let's check our chart first. Okay, we've not added it to the chart yet. So how do we reduce this? Okay, what I'm going to do is let's just go ahead and create a chart for it first and see how to format the chart. When I create all, so right now you can see the total amount sold and the count of products, but the count of products is nowhere to be found because the difference between total amount sold and the products they sold is very large. This is going into tens of millions, while this is just in hundreds. So let's see how to actually transform this total sales amount. Let's break it down by changing it using some scale factor, if that will work. I'll go to customize, and under series, let's work with the total sales amount. I want to let's see add format data points. Let's choose okay. I think that is not what I'm looking for. um Left axis, that is not what I'm looking for. Let's see, where can I possibly change the values. I want to represent this in thousands by changing by some scale factors. Just give me a minute to search for these. Scale factors should be on series. Can I just do scale factors on card? Does it? It's not possible to scale factor on these are field colors, line, the axis, data labels, trends, legend. This is not legend I'm looking for. I'm looking for scale factor, scale factor, scale factor. Um, this isn't it. All right, I think I will find it under vertical axis. So under vertical axis, but I don't want this to be applied to all of the data source. I want it to be applied only to the sum of total sales. But I see that I cannot actually select this. If I do this to be divided by this, see, it doesn't solve the problem, right? Because it's affecting both the count of product ID and the total sales. So I wish I can make it affect just the total sales amount. Let me see if that can be done. Let's leave it on default first. If I select these guys and then so this is the only thing I can do with this guy is just to actually do this. Okay, so since this isn't working, let's try to that be a good comparison. Let's try to make this guy like a stacked bar chart. Let's see if this will work. Even at that, you can see that it is now stacked bar chart, but the values are different. uh, the red is showing, the blue is not showing because the difference is so significant. I mean, it's so large. So I can't put both on the same chart, unfortunately. So I will just do them separately. So what will happen is I'll take this away, except from data source. If I'm able to reduce this, scale this guy from here, then we can present it on the chart together. But right now, I can't do that. Let me just take this guy out for now. Let me take it out. All right, so I would create a different chart for it. Just try to see if I can produce both of them on the same table, but unfortunately that didn't work. Didn't work out fine. I'm going to create a different chart for it. Take out the product ID and put total sales amount, and this is what I'll be displaying right now. Insert chart, and there we go. Take this guy from here to the dashboard, and boom, we're done with the questions. We've created all the charts we need to create. The next thing is to begin to arrange them in a perfect way to have a beautiful dashboard. So at this point, I'll stop this video here. I know it has become so long, but just note that the charts have been created, the pivot table has been used. So I would hide this. I'm not going to delete it. Please don't delete it. Just hide the sheet. So we have a clean chart. Hide this sheet also. I'm done with the questions. Hide this sheet. Then I'll be working with just this clean data. And in fact, I'm going to hide the sheet for the clean data. I just want my dashboard to be open. So this is the dashboard I'll be working on as we continue in the next video. For now, let me stop this video for now. Thank you for watching this. I hope you have learned a whole lot of things from this video that we've done. The last part of the video will be the part where we'll do the formatting of each of the charts and making our dashboard look really good. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video. Bye for now.